G'day, guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'll be recapping the fantasy, comedy, animation, and adventure movie called Monster Inc. released in 2001. Warning: spoilers ahead. Now without further ado, let's get into today's video. The film begins with a small child lying in bed staring in horror at a closet door. As the boy sits, the frightened monster screams, trips, and falls. Suddenly, the alarm goes off, the lights come on, and Monstropolis Power Company, Monsters, Inc. Training. We see eerie training going on in his room. The leader of the energy company is Mr. Waternoose, who trains new monsters to scare children. Monstropolis seems to derive all its power from screams, with a crew of monsters whose job it is to scare children into collecting their screams at night. They have a very complex shout collection system. They have a warehouse full of closet doors and require specific doors for selected rooms. Doors are sent along the aerial conveyor belt and placed in front of the monsters in the field of terror. Open the door and the monster will be in another room in another part of the world. If for some reason there is a problem with that part, the door will break. One more. Monsters fear human children more than their own children. When somewhere in the human world enters the monster world, the CDA, Child Detection Agency, comes in and decontaminates the place and the monster that brought it on. James P. Sally Sullivan. He is the best in his field. With the help of his assistant Mike Wazowski, they attempt to break the shout record collected. Second on the list is Randall Boggs. He will do anything to be number one. One evening, Mike is in a rush to celebrate his birthday with his girlfriend Celia May at a trendy restaurant is just booked. However, he forgot to finish his paperwork, so Sally says he will be back. Sally returns to the eerie upstairs, now deserted except for the door, which is still on the floor. A curious Sally peers through her door into an empty nursery. Suddenly, he hears the sound of his tail and turns around to find a cute human girl playing with Sally, not afraid of him at all, thinking he's cute. Sally is terrified of her and tries to get her back to her room before anyone finds out. He quickly walked out the door, back upstairs intimidatingly, went back to the bathroom, and got as far away from the girl as possible. However, the girl was lying on her back. Sally takes the girl back to the door again, but when he returns upstairs in terror, Randall and his assistant stare through the door, upset that the girl isn't there. They ship the Gates to the Gates warehouse. Sally puts the girls in a suitcase and goes to a restaurant to find Mike. He interrupts Mike and Celia's dinner and shows Mike the contents of the suitcase, only to find that the girl inside has run away, sending the entire restaurant into a freak evacuation panic. The CDA arrives and the visitors flee in panic, terrified by the girl. Sally picked her up, and he, the girl, whom he named Boo, and Mike raced to the decontaminated Dome's apartment just across from the restaurant. They try to hide her while her helicopter searches outside, but the lights brighten every time she cries. When she smiles, the lights become very bright. In fact, one day she laughed so hard that she blew the building's fuse. The next day, Boo is disguised as a monster and taken to the factory. Their goal is to find her door and bring her back unnoticed. Unfortunately, Randall and Fungus are also looking for Boo. This made headlines about Boo and the restaurant, and they're pretty sure it's their fault. Ultimately, Randall convinces Mike that the gate is waiting for them if they put the screaming girl back on the ground. Mike tells Sally about it, and just before they enter, Sally realizes that Randall never wants to help them, so it must be some kind of trap. Mike thinks he's crazy and hurriedly jumps on Boo's bed to try to prove he's okay. Suddenly, the box falls and Mike is trapped inside. Sally hides behind Randall while her assistant takes the box to another room in the warehouse. In the basement, Randall reveals to Mike that he has built a machine called the Scream Extractor to extract children's screams from their lungs, which would make the company's current tactics obsolete. Randall straps Mike to his chair to experiment and feeds him to try to keep him from talking, but Sulley unplugs him. She then takes Mike and runs to Mr. Waternoose with Boo. Waternoose is proud of both of them for discovering Randall's evil plan. However, the most important thing is for the girl to go home. They go upstairs in fear and Waternoose calls Boo's closet door. Sulley and Mike say it's the wrong door. Mr. Waternoose says he knows, it's not the door for her, it's for her, and with that, he pushes the two through a door that leads them to the snow-capped peaks of the Himalayas. Waternoose actually helped Randall with the plan the whole time. They are banned from Monstropolis. Sulley and Mike meet the abominable snowman who tells them there is a village at the base of the mountain, giving Sulley the idea that if they go to the village all they have to do is find a baby closet and go back to Monstropolis. Back in Fear Ground, Sally will be out the door. At Randall's lair, he and Mr. Waternoose argue over Randall's inaction, for which Waternoose is forced to banish Sulley, which he regrets. Sulley rushes into the secret room to find Boo trapped in a chair about to be sucked into the screams. Sulley arrives and wrecks her car, takes Boo, along with Mike, who has returned from the Himalayas, to open the door in hot heels. They go door to door, trying to find a shortcut to Boo's door in the warehouse. Each door they pass through takes them to different locations on Earth. They eventually trap Randall in the door leading to the Bayou trailer. A child in a trailer yells at her mother that another alligator has come in, and the boy hands the shovel to her mother, who kicks the crocodile. Back at Fairground, the CDA chases Mike while Waternoose chases Sulley and Boo through a door that looks like Boo. Waternoose confronts Sulley and states that she will do anything to save the business, even if it means kidnapping her child. Suddenly an alarm goes off and all the lights come on. After all, they are not in Boo's room. In fact, they were in the training room from the beginning of the movie, and Waternoose confessed in front of everyone. They were all shocked and the CDA arrested Waternoose after hearing his confession. The company's real boss was Monsters, Inc.'s dispatcher Roz, who had been undercover for over 2.5 years trying to uncover Randall and Waternoose plans. She congratulates Sulley and receives the key to Boo's door. Sulley, who likes her Boo, tucks her into bed, and after playing with her toys he returns to his own world and closes the door behind him, never to see his Boo again, and that door was restored. Go back to Boo's usual restroom. The door has been dismantled. The next day, workers leave the factory for the last time. It closes permanently because the children can no longer be afraid. As Mike comments on the developments of the past few days, Sulley hears him say the word laugh and suddenly gets the idea to save the company. A few days later, Mike walks through the nursery door. He sat in front of the child and began to play an actor, but in vain. Mike is disgusted and quickly makes his last move. He swallows the mic, waits a few seconds, then burps loudly to make the kid laugh. As he leaves, Mike checks the generated power. That's very high. It turns out that the laughter of a child is 10 times louder than the cry of a child. The factory is saved and everyone gets their jobs back. However, he is sad because Sulley still misses Boo. As a souvenir, he kept one of Boo's paintings and part of the door under a few pages of his notebook. Mike then tells him he has a surprise. In the test room, it is revealed that Mike has successfully redesigned Boo's door. All he needs is one more. As Sulley sticks the last piece of his clipboard to the door, the lights upstairs come on. He slowly opens the door to see if Boo is there. Boo then says "Kitty," and Sulley smiles happily when she sees Boo again. Thank you for watching and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.